This is the first time humans have filmed the precious moment of a humpback whale giving birth. A small tail slowly emerges from the female whale's belly. Unexpectedly, behind this female humpback whale, more than 20 male whales are escorting and protecting her. But just a few minutes earlier, these 30-ton behemoths were fiercely competing for the right to mate with the female. To find a safe and comfortable area to give birth, a female humpback whale traveled 5,000 kilometers to the coast of Hawaii. By now, she is exhausted, but she cannot rest, because behind her, more than 20 male humpback whales are in hot pursuit. To compete for mating rights, these male whales have followed her for hundreds of kilometers. However, what happened next revealed a heartwarming scene among the humpback whale pod. When the male whales saw the small tail emerging from behind the female, the intense struggle came to an abrupt halt. It turned out she was an expectant mother. These pursuers were not disappointed and did not leave. Instead, they slowed their pace and surrounded the female to protect her. One male whale blows a large number of bubbles from its blowhole, forming a natural barrier, allowing the female to give birth in peace and guarding the new life about to be born. As the bubbles gradually dissipated, a humpback whale calf was successfully born. The newborn calf cannot yet surface to breathe on its own, so the mother immediately carries the baby on her back, gently lifting it out of the water. The calf spits out its first mouthful of water since birth and lets out a joyful cry, as if thanking its mother. Seeing the female had given birth successfully and the calf was safe, the male whales finally left relieved. A newborn calf needs to drink nearly 100 liters of milk a day, but the waters of Hawaii do not have suitable food for the female whale. To ensure the calf's healthy growth, she must return to the feeding grounds in Alaska, 5,000 kilometers away, before her milk supply runs out. The female whale has no time to rest and begins the return journey with her child. The newborn calf is still too small, and they stop shortly after starting. To endure such a long migration, the young whale needs to sleep up to 16 hours a day. It cannot yet master buoyancy in the sea, so the mother patiently stays by her child's side to prevent it from drifting away with the current. When the calf awakens, the female whale will play with her child. Proper exercise not only strengthens its body, but also stimulates its appetite. As the calf grows, it will drink nearly 600 liters of milk a week, but the female's milk is not an endless supply. Her reserves will eventually run out. Once the child has had its fill, they set off again towards the feeding grounds of Alaska. By this time, they have already traveled 1,800 kilometers. The female whale with her child moves at a steady pace of 6 kilometers per hour. Getting lost in the vast ocean would be fatal for both her and the calf. However, this won't happen to a humpback whale. She will use the stars in the sky to help her navigate. But what's most amazing is her powerful memory. Her route is a straight line, like an arrow, with a deviation from the bearing to Alaska of no more than 1 degree. She uses her calls to help the child identify its location, passing on valuable experience for the route the young whale must take alone after becoming independent. Just when everything was going smoothly for the mother and calf, on the other side, a young female humpback whale ran into big trouble. It can be clearly seen in the footage that her body has become entangled in a human fishing rope at some point. The rope is tightly wrapped around her tongue, and her calls are no longer as loud as before. Her life is hanging by a thread. Her weakened body makes surfacing to breathe alone an impossible luxury. This situation quickly attracted predators. A 4-meter-long tiger shark discovered the weakened female whale. Danger was imminent, and the female whale let out a desperate cry. A humpback whale's call can travel 160 kilometers through the ocean, and soon a male whale arrived in time. The male whale violently slapped the water with its tail fin, and the huge commotion successfully scared away the tiger shark. Afterwards, he also discovered the female whale's predicament. He went underneath the female, using his body to lift her to the surface to breathe. But that was all he could do. Her pale coloration indicated the female was in her final moments. She was about to starve to death. In the final moments of her life, her companion stayed close by her side. The male whale let out a mournful cry, escorting the female on her final journey. 5 weeks have passed, and the mother and calf are still on their journey. By now, the female has lost a quarter of her body weight. To her relief, the calf has gained a ton, which provides a safeguard for her child as it is about to enter the cold northern waters. After several months of arduous travel, they are now less than 2,000 kilometers from the Alaskan waters of North America. They have finally arrived at the Gulf of Alaska. The calf excitedly leaps out of the water, and the female no longer has to worry about food. But bountiful waters often come with danger. Orcas, also known as killer whales. They are famous for their high intelligence and seamless teamwork, making them invincible predators in the ocean. They roam here year-round, specifically targeting young migrating whales. Unsurprisingly, the orcas quickly discovered the mother and calf. However, the female is not helpless. Experienced humpback whales will lead their young through giant kelp forests. Just then, the female whale suddenly slowed her pace. She was no longer anxious. It turned out she heard from the orca's calls that they were moving away. It seems they had found other, easier prey. This was great news for the calf. After escaping the danger, the female leads her child towards the long-awaited fishing grounds. This, the world's longest migration, is about to come to an end. This female humpback whale is undoubtedly a great mother. Taking nearly 5 months and covering a 10,000-kilometer round trip, she successfully brought her child safely back to the Gulf of Alaska. Facing such a long migration, she endured hunger and loneliness beyond what most could bear. Even when facing terrifying ocean predators, she continued to forge ahead bravely with her young whale. At this moment, the exhausted humpback whale mother lets out a joyful cry. She is finally reunited with her family. The 20 male humpback whales that helped her in Hawaii are also among them. Not only has she returned safely, but she has also brought new hope to her pod. Now the female whale can have a big meal. A male humpback whale swims in circles underwater, blowing a dense net of bubbles which can trap shoals of fish. Next comes the moment to enjoy a delicious meal. A single humpback whale can eat a ton of fish in one day. The calf still mainly relies on milk for food, but it learns hunting techniques from its mother and other elders, laying the foundation for its future independent life. The calf will stay by its mother's side for about a year. After a year, the calf will be able to live on its own. Like its mother, it will embark on the journey to Hawaii alone.